14 from P13 down to back to P14. As here we have Russell and Antonelli fighting for P4 as Antonelli gets. What is up, and welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be part 1 of my driver career here in F1 26. Obviously, this is the DLC to F1 25 since they didn't make an actual game. They made the DLC that included the cars and the new track, the Madring. But yeah, I bought it on release, and this is gonna be one of my first times driving the cars because I already did some testing. I'm still gonna have to get used to it because the cars are pretty different than what you're used to. Here I'm picking my teammate, which I will be picking Gabriel Bortolotto. I've decided to drive for the Audi F1 team. I think it's a pretty good team. Almost midfield, around back markers to midfield, so it's gonna be good for the first season. I think I'll get some good recognition here. I'll get around 50-50 to Bortoletto, almost there. That's where I'm putting my goal here, to sign the contract with Audi. So we are officially now an Audi driver. And yeah, so the story is going to be basically that Hulkenberg has retired and now I'm the new rookie. Now we're going to have to see how we do here into the first race. It's going to be a full season, all 24 races if I'm not wrong, I'm going to be doing. And yeah, hopefully you guys like this series. I'm going to be committing to it. And yeah, comment down below any ideas, stuff like that. We'll be starting in Audi and then we'll see what happens from then on. But yeah, this is our first season. I think that a good fit would have been between Audi and Cadillac since they're the new teams. And here I am going into practice. So practice was mainly just me getting used to the car for an hour. And I think I didn't alright job at it. Obviously, you're not going to get completely adjusted to it just yet. But I think that from the time I did get in practice, I think that we got a good amount of time to get adjusted to it, going into qualifying and get adjusted to the track. Also, I had to finish all of the practice programs. So yeah, we're gonna have to see how this one goes. We're gonna hopefully get a good result into the race. I must say above the top 15 would be a good result up until the end of the race. So we'll see. That's where Audi would stand, around 15th or better. So as long as we're not in the bottom 15, I'll be happy for the first race. This first race is probably gonna just be where we are in as in a team. See how we're gonna be doing here, and yeah, let's go into practice. Let's see what we can do today. And yeah, this one here, as you guys can see, this is the tire saving program, where we need to tire save. This is going to also be important because the races are going to be 50% long. By 50%, so second longest distance you can do on F1, you can do the full and the 50%. We're doing 50% long races. It's still pretty long, so you will need to tire save. Most of them will be 2 stoppers, most races. And yeah, here we are going into qualifying. See how this qualifying session goes. As in Q1 we had not that good of a session. Ending up, I thought we would make it, but my teammate knocked me out, and now I'll be starting from the back of the grid in P18. So not the best qualifying session, but it is my first time in the car. So I'm not gonna really be too upset at that one. We're just gonna have to see what we can do into this race here, as we're going to go into the Australian GP.
It's a new day, a new dawn, a new era for Formula One. This is the 2026 World Championship. New regulations, new cars, new fuels, new drivers. Ladies and gentlemen, let's ride. We go racing today then in the state of Victoria, where the drivers have 14 corners and 3.28 miles to navigate at an average lap speed of around 120 miles per hour. The close proximity of the barriers make accidents inevitable, and recent history shows us that a safety car is not at all out of the question. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. A fantastic effort from Charles Leclerc yesterday, and it's put him on pole. And it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Norris, Russell, Max Verstappen, and Antonelli, Hadjar, Sainz, Albon, and Pierre Gasly, Alonso, Behrman, Valtteri Bottas, and Piastri. Bortoletto, Lindblad, Lance Stroll and Rodriguez, Colapinto, Ocon, Perez and Liam Lawson rounds off the grid. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today? Alongside me here in the commentary box today, former racing driver extraordinaire Naomi Schiff. As much as I like testing, and I do love testing, and I've really enjoyed the build-up here and all the speculation, I really want to see some action. And finally today, we get some proper action on the track.
This is always such an exciting time in the season. First of all, it's the first time they'll be racing their new cars. So that's always an exciting thing for drivers to look forward to. But also, they've had a long time off during the winter break. So it's about dusting the cobwebs off, getting the rust off of their bones, and really getting their elbows out there and having some fun.
Alright guys, here we are going into our first race here in F1 26 My Career. Let's get into this one here. And let's hopefully get a good result. Like I said, I'm aiming for a result 15th or above, since we're still barely in midfield. Maybe we are still back marker as a team, but only time will tell throughout the season. We'll see where we can finish, as we are starting in 18th. So not the best way to start a race from the qualifying session, but could be worse. So see how it goes. It is our first race here. And so as we're going to go off to 5 red lights here for the Australian GP, and it's going to be lights out and away we go off the Australian GP. The two Ferraris starting in the 1-2, but they have not had the best start, as Lando Norris is going to be putting himself here on the outside, overtaking Lewis Hamilton, now overtaking Charles Leclerc, going into first place. I also did not have the worst start, as I went from P18 now to P16, gained 2 positions. We have now Gasly and Hadjar fighting for P8, as Hadjar manages to overtake. Now we have Sainz and Verstappen, now also me overtaking Stroll here to P15. There's Bottas and Piastri fighting for P13, as I'm going to go for a move on them here, as I have some big ass balls going for that overtake on Piastri. We get it done. Now we are behind Valtteri Bottas, as we just put ourselves in between them there, as I took the slipstream from Bottas and got that overtake, squeezing Piastri out of that battle there. As now we're going to go for that overtake on Bottas with some slipstream. We have a straight line mode activated, as now we're going to also have straight line on Behrman, as we're going to be maybe making a move there to try to get that overtake done, but he does not leave me any room there to work with, so we don't manage to get that one done here. As now we're just behind Behrman. We have some slipstream, and we go for that overtake on the inside line, and we get it done. He would try to fight back here into the next lap, and he does get the overtake done. Behrman and Piastri also tried, but Piastri did not have enough time to get that one done there, as I only managed to defend against Piastri. Behrman managed to get that position for me, as I'm down to P13. And now Piastri coming back at it from the outside. We're gonna have to defend it. He's going for the switch up, and he gets it done. Beautifully done, by the way. And now we managed to overtake, and Bottas also manages to overtake us. So now we are down to P14, from P13 down to back to P14. As here we have Russell and Antonelli fighting for P4, as Antonelli gets spun round by Russell. He doesn't give me any room, and Antonelli has been spun round, and now he's behind us. He's fallen down back to P15. We get that move done on Behrman there. A little bit of tire contact. But now we're going to be seeing the fight between Verstappen and Russell, as the two drivers here are aiming for that P4, and Verstappen gets that one done. I'm going for a move on Bottas here on the inside, back at it again with that dive bomb. Is Bottas gonna go for it again? He is. He's going for that switch up. He's gonna try to get that overtake done. We're side by side going into the second last corner of lap 4. As we get it done, he might go for it again. He does not manage. That was a pretty good battle between me and Bottas in lap 4. As here in lap 5, we're gonna have me and Behrman now fighting for P13. Behrman around the outside, I'm around the inside. Now he has the inside, I have the outside. We're defending. Now are we going to manage to maintain the position? It looks like so. We have managed to maintain that position from Behrman. Now we have Antonelli overtaking Behrman, and now he's going to try to take his shot here to overtake me. We have Bottas and Colapinto fighting for P15 here, as they're side by side once again. Bottas has had a roller coaster of a race so far, going from P13 back down to P15, and now here in lap 11 I'm going in for my pit stop, for my first pit stop as scheduled, and we come out in P13 around 8 seconds behind my teammate, but we managed to catch him up because he has very worn tires, and now we are going to be managing to get that overtake done on Bortoleto around the inside. He was not going to be putting up too much of a fight there. As you know, he has much more worn tires. It took me around 3-4 laps to catch him, and now we did manage to catch him, and we did manage to take him up into P12 we go. However, there's still some cars yet to pit. Some cars are doing a one-stop. I think Bortoleto's on a one-stop. You have to see, as in lap 19 I pit once again for my last pit stop of this race, and we're out in P18 here, just in front of Bortoleto, just behind Lindblad. And the team was giving me orders to let Bortoleto through. I had 3 laps to do it, and I decided that if I managed to overtake Lindblad, I would be able to avoid those team orders and not let my teammate pass, since I want to beat him. And we managed to overtake Lindblad. The goal has been postponed, and now we get that overtake done into P13. We don't have to let our teammate pass. Now we have the 2 Ferraris, Leclerc and Hamilton, going on a fight here for P2. Hamilton round the outside. Leclerc defends it. Now Hamilton has the inside. Is he gonna get that done? The 7-time world champion does. He manages to get P2, and now Leclerc wants revenge. He's coming back for with some slipstream here and straight line mode, and he's gonna get that done. And Lewis Hamilton manages to defend there. He had the inside, and he managed to squeeze him just out of there. As we have Lindblad falling behind, and now he's gonna be fighting with Perez for P16. He went from P13 down to P16 in a matter of 5 laps around there. As now we have Behrman and Bortoleto potentially going for a duel for P14 for the person just behind me here. We'll see who managed to come on top, because they're side by side, and it looks like Behrman has the better pace, as the Haas car is way faster than the Audi right now. And he does manage to get it done. As into the end of the race, we'd have Lando Norris winning the first race, with the 2 Ferraris not having quite a bad race also, as they get second and third place here, as Russell managing 4th place, Hadjar in 5th, Piastri in 6th, Antonelli coming back from a spin into 7th place. That's quite impressive, with the Williams being the best team in the midfield, getting P8 and P10, Gasly with P9, Alonso with P11, Lawson with P12, I'm in P13, Behrman in P14, Bortoleto P15, Perez P16, Colapinto P17, Lindblad P18, Stroll P19, and the last 2 drivers, Verstappen and Ocon, have DNF. It was quite an entertaining race, this one. It was a very fun one to drive. So hopefully we can have more of these. Maybe in China we can aim for some points, as it is also a sprint race. You have 2 chances to get points, but we will have to see if it's gonna rain, we'll have to see what's gonna happen in that race. But I'm going to be coming here in P13. Not a bad race from P18 to P13 as my first race of the season. We're still getting used to the car. So, and we beat our teammates that already has a year of experience, so I won't be too upset about that. It's been a pretty good race. As for now, I think that the best team would probably be Ferrari with consistency. However, McLaren and Ferrari will be tied in the constructors with both 33 points. So look out for that. I think that's going to be a pretty interesting fight between the top 4 teams for that constructor championship. But we're going to have to see there, as now we're going to be seeing the podium of Lando, Hamilton, and Leclerc, as Ferrari has done a very good job at getting the double podium. And Lando Norris, what a race he had. Started the race in 3rd place, went into 1st place, and never let that lead go, winning it for McLaren. So what a race it was for him. So yeah, it was a really good race here for McLaren. It was an excellent race for Ferrari. McLaren and Ferrari tied on points right now. Also, Oscar Piastri, can we just say, he had also a very impressive race from P14, P15 with a penalty. I think he went up to P6 or P7. So we can also congratulate Piastri on a very good race. Liam Lawson won Driver of the Day, but it was a very crazy race, I'm going to say, because a lot of cars went up and down. Obviously, in F1 that happens a lot, but starting from P15, going all the way up to a point-swing position is pretty impressive. Started from P14, went up to P6, pretty good, as Ferrari and McLaren are tied on points. And I just want to say thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys on the next one. Goodbye.